Video 1. Cut and paste and let your brain go to waste. Let me read this part first. The following statements are for copying and pasting into chat rooms. Use them to see how atheists react. Let's just think about this for a moment. Just a moment here. The whole page, everything I'm about to go through here in this series is meant to troll atheists in essence. I mean, look at the wording here. Oh, okay, I'm using critical analysis on this statement, but I can hear in my brain the smugness of these words. See how they react. Because we want to make them react? Because we are trolling them? Might as well rewrite this to be more honest. The following text will be useful for trolling atheists. Okay, maybe I'm going a bit too far there. Let me step back and start from the beginning of this page. Quotes will appear on the screen, but some of you just might be listening to this, so I will say quote and end quote before I insert my objections. Alright, let's begin. Quote, dealing with atheists is actually easy to do. They don't have any evidence for their atheism, and they can't logically prove that there is no God. End quote. Evidence for atheism. Really? This again? This is based once more on the idea that atheism somehow means there is no God. I'd challenge the theists promoting this idea to summon all current dictionaries to show the multiple definitions of atheist or atheism and show how all agree on the single definition that they are suggesting here. Of course, they will not and cannot because the dictionaries don't agree, and guess what? They have multiple definitions. But who cares about honesty and integrity? On top of the strawman of what atheism is, we get the old, dead horse, worn out, you can't prove that there is no G statement. Boring. Yawn. Seriously? Okay, once again, you can't prove a universal negative. Now, I know there are a few negatives that people can seem to prove, but you have to understand the term universal, and it's a complex subject. I'd recommend reading Adler's book, How to Think About God, link in description, for more on universals and particulars as well as other things, like what he thought about how to think about God. It's a good read. Okay, so we can't prove it. Yeah, and later, Matt will have his sheeple cutting and pasting that they can't prove God exists. So this becomes a 2Q, an irrelevant statement. In my meme series, when I covered the prove God doesn't exist meme, I said, you first. And I would say to Matt and others the same thing. They think X, Y, and Z gods don't exist. They can't exist or they lack a belief in them. Heck, one could use most of the copy pasta on this website to argue back at the Christian about other gods' existence. Can you prove that Allah doesn't exist? Can you prove that Zeno doesn't exist? No. Well, then you just have faith that they don't. BAM! In your face! So the worn out shifting of burden and total ignoring of the fact that no one, not Slick, not Rick, Tick, or Stick, can prove a universal negative. So what? We know that already. Bleep, my brain hurts already. Quote, they can only attack the Bible and Christians' ideas of God. End quote. No, I can attack all sorts of things, but when dealing with your idea of God and your religion, those are the two things that you have to attack. This is like saying that someone who debates me about Starship Enterprise NCC 1701 can only use the original series and J.J. Abrams movies and the books written about the ship. Yeah, because that's all there is to attack! My word. Irrelevant point, Matt. Quote, but if you listen to them, you can soon find that their logic has many holes in it. It takes practice, but you can do it. End quote. Practice? What, by cut and paste? Just keep doing that and you can do it? I'll not bother to teach you how or anything. Just do it. You'll find the hole somehow. Just, cut and paste this webpage. Yep. Great advice there. Stop using your brain, sheeple, and use my webpage. Wow. How about making some reference to logical arguments used by atheists, past and present? No? Okay. It's almost like you're making straw men attacks rather than debate the points. Oh, wait. That is what you're doing. Moving on then. Quote, the following statements are for copying and pasting into chat rooms. Use them to see how the atheists react. Use them to learn how to respond better to atheists. Please understand that these are not stoppers, but they can be challenging to the atheists. End quote. Challenging in that it's hard to refrain from smashing my computer into the wall, as it will only hurt my computer and wall and not the sheeple doing this nonsense. But again, you're trying hard to troll us and teach others how to troll. I'm not challenged by any of this nonsense so far. Quote, also see how long it takes before they become condescending. End quote. Trolling 101. I told you! Quote, do not return their condescension. Instead, ask them to give rational reasons for their positions. In the process of interacting with them, learn how to argue with them better. End quote. Well, you might be able to learn how to argue with people if you interact them. If by arguing you mean trolling them, sure, I guess. I like the part about asking for rational reasons. That's a nice idea. Can we ask you for your rational reasons, Matt? Hello, Matt? No. Tell you what, for free, I'll fix your whole intro here. Don't copy and paste anything into chat rooms. Read and listen to what atheists say and type, and think about the issues that they raise. Try to see it from their point of view. Ask them questions to try to better understand what they're saying and why. Don't jump into an argument, but rather ask critical questions. Learn logic so you can learn how to debate. Ask for rational reasons for their positions. Go read books and see if that makes sense. Don't be afraid to question things. Oh, wait, that would be that would make more people skeptics and be honest. So, never mind. Let's keep that nonsense you have here, Matt. It makes far better sheeple. This is just the intro. Matt hasn't even started giving bad advice. Don't fear, friends. It just gets worse from this point on. Much worse. More worser than ever before. Video 2 will cover the straw man of all straw men to end straw man. Atheism is a worldview. At least according to Mr. Slick. Control C and V with me next